Hey, YouTube, RicoKnows here. The transfer portal opened today, and it's going to be a busy day for me, right? Transfer portal expert, self-proclaimed, as they say. Listen, the people validated me, and I tend to get these things right. So I've talked about Christian Veilleux a lot, okay, a shit ton in the last year or so. And some of the things I've told you guys is this kid is not it. I watched high school film of him. He played in Canada, and he went to Penn State. And I said, oh, no, he's not good enough. I watched the tape. I was not impressed. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I watched him not win the job at Penn State and then transfer to Pitt, and everybody starts telling me, we got a good quarterback. And I said, no, you don't. Jerkovic coming from Boston College, not it. Veilleux, not it. The only guy on that roster that I liked in the quarterback room was Nate Yarnell, and he looked great late in the season. So this year, I'm doing my my predictions for win totals. I do this for the MVPs. You got to pay for the premium content. But did it on Patreon, did it on YouTube, and I started talking about Pitt and their quarterback position. And I'm so high on Eli Holstein. I thought Eli Holstein never got a fair shake at Alabama. I thought the kid was great. His high school tape is elite. And I said, man, that kid is special. And he transfers up to Pitt. So now there's no room in that quarterback room. Nate Yarnell has the job. Nate Yarnell's the guy. He's so good. And here you can see Christian Veilleux in the portal. I think this is a MAC quarterback. I think he belongs at Buffalo. I think he belongs at Maine. I think he belongs in the FCS. He belongs somewhere else. Definitely not in the Power 4. And it's a shame when you see a young man think to himself, I can't start at Penn State, but I can start at Pitt. Those young men are getting such bad advice. They're so delusional. And somebody lied to you in thinking you need to be at the FBS level, because you don't. You don't need to be at the Power 4, Power 5 level. You are not that guy. And I hate to break it to some people, but the talent gap in the Power 4, Power 5 is not as big as you think. If you can't start at one of these schools, you can't start at another one. Nope. But the coaches will not tell you that. The quarterback's coach, the offensive coordinator will not tell you that. They have one job. Get the best 85. Get the best 85. They don't have a care in the world about your college career. They don't care if you ever get to play. They don't care if you ever see the field. They don't care about any of that. They want to sign you to keep you away from their opponents. They want to sign you to increase the depth of their quarterback room. But I got news for you. There are two position groups in college football where you don't rotate. Everybody rotates on the defensive line. Everybody rotates at linebacker, defensive back. Tons of guys get in. Go look at the stat. Go look at a box score. Look how many people finish a football game with tackles. Everybody on defense plays. Your too deep matters on defense. On offense, everybody rotates at wide receiver. You'll see 10 wide receivers with receptions by the end of the year. You'll see 7 to 10. If you're in a high-flying offense like Mississippi State used to be, with Coach Mike Leach, they had 14. But there's rotations at running back. There's rotations at tight end. There are no rotations on the offensive line. Nope. You need depth because there's injuries. You need depth because guys get hurt on the offensive line. And you definitely don't rotate at quarterback. If you have a team and you have two quarterbacks capable of starting and they're competing, you don't have a quarterback. Listen to what I'm saying. If you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. You don't have a leader. You don't have somebody that the whole locker room is behind. You have two guys who half the locker room supports. Some of the wide receivers prefer this guy. Some of the coaches prefer this guy. The fans prefer this guy. And then you don't have a unified leader. Coaches do not care about your college career when they ask you to come to their team, when they recruit you to come to the team, and you are a preferred walk-on or you are a third-string quarterback. They care about their depth chart. They care about the quality of their roster, and rightfully so. That's their job. But if you care about your college football experience, if you care about your playing time and how much they value you, how much they trust you, What team and what coach is going to believe in you to become an extension of them on the field? If you care about anything like that, you need to do your due diligence, your D&D. These young men are not being advised properly. These young men are delusional, and they've been reading ESPN, Rivals, On3, 24/7 sports clippings their whole lives. It's all they know since they were in middle school. They've been anointed and told you're the best, you belong here, you belong here. But you don't, bro. You got to campus, and you ain't got it. And I got news for you, man. I turn on the tape, and it's instant. I look at the tape, I turn on the huddle film, I turn on any of your previous games, and I go, what is this? What is this? I'm watching a quarterback that pre-snap reads a cover two, but he doesn't understand it's a cover two match. And if you don't know what cover two match is, it's when the corner sits in the flats, but if he has no eligible receivers threatening his zone, he runs with that wide receiver running the fade. It's a recipe for an interception. If you can't read cover two match and react to it, and your offensive scheme doesn't have a drag coming across from the opposite side to attack that zone after that corner leaves, you don't know what you're doing. You guys got to know what I'm talking about, okay? I watched this kid, Christian Veilleux. I watched a post and a fade going up the seam like this. And typically in cover two, you force that safety to pick and choose one. And whoever they choose, you hit the other one. So you split the difference. So he looks at the post, the safety bites on the post, and he thinks I got the fade. No, you don't, because that corner was in cover two match. He's trailing that fade. And he catches back up and picks it off. I don't know who's coaching these young men. I don't know who's advising them. But I do this for a living. And real recognize real. Game recognize game. When I see somebody fake out there, I tell you right away. And I didn't give a shit, Pitt fans. Oh, we got Penn State I don't care. Don't care what school you're coming from. This one was a recruiting miss. And, you know, the rest is history. He's in the portal. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.